There's a bird squawking right now. This is another mic holding day. I've decided to do this in a rather strange location. It's kind of nice out. I got my like sweatshirt on still, kind of my jacket, but um I'm in the shade a little bit. It's coming down. It's 4 o'clock right now. It's like 60. It's fine. It's a nice temperature to be outside. I'm currently shooting this in a weird location. I usually do it at like a picnic table type deal, or somewhere similar. Up there goes that bird again. Not a goose this time, but I decided to do it at kind of a weird location. There's this place on the property that I'm at, where there's the remnants of a burnt down church. Or at least that's what I think it is. There's like a little altar, and then there's kind of like a fireplace, kind of deal, and then there's also a giant wooden cross directly across from me. So I have a feeling that it was a church at one point. There's not a whole lot of other foundation stuff here. It's basically what's left of the stone. Um, and it's kind of cool. But I got my laptop set up on the table-y looking thing, kind of staring at the cross, kind of feeling a little bit silly. But I got my paper with me. I got a drink. I'm gonna pop that thing open. A little crack of the Dr. Pepper. Um, but yeah, it's nice out. It's been pretty nice for a couple days. Um, Nothing too much to say there. It was really, really cold yesterday, but it's generally getting nicer out. I'm not feeling too bad about it. Just generally like it's getting good. It's getting good out. Um, Last time I talked about visiting a house, and that is something that happened. It happened just yesterday, as I'm recording it. It was going to be closer, or it was going to be sooner from when I recorded last time, but it ended up being pushed back to today or yesterday. Um, a little bit of recap. It is a house that was less than $100,000. It was a foreclosure. After going, we've since learned that it has been lived in since 2017. So it's been sitting for a while. Also, it was like a 45-minute commute to my work. So like the going into this, I was pretty skeptical of a lot of things. I was like, I don't think I really want this house, Dad. And my dad was like, No, it's okay. We're gonna go see it. What if it's a hidden gem? And I was like, I don't know, Dad. I don't know. Have you seen the pictures? Um, and yeah, but I was like, I don't know about this. So we get to the house. I get there really early. Then my dad gets there, and then basically right after he gets there, the realtor gets there, or I think it's the realtor. Um, she's very nice. But we get to the house. She unlocks the house. I sign the paperwork to get in. Visiting houses is very cool, and I plan to do more of it, just for the fun of it. Honestly, this poor realtor doesn't know what's coming. Um, but we go in, and on the bottom floor, you kind of enter to a small like little area, and then you got a door that leads to kind of the rest of the house. It's like a little, not a foyer, but like a little area. Oh gee whiz, the papers are flying. I gotta weight them down with something. Ooh, I don't know about that. That magnetized to my laptop a little bit too easily. Hopefully that didn't ruin my memory or something. But the first floor had the kitchen, the living room, the dining room. They were all fine enough. They were all just, rooms. They, like they had a little bit of damage and stuff that might need to get fixed, like little things. And the entire house has the like old water heating where it goes through like the big radiators. So like, some stuff to be updated. Upstairs it got a little shakier with the two bedrooms upstairs having some pretty wild water damage in the walls and stuff. Also, all the walls and like ceilings are plaster, so like not even real drywall. So like the entire thing would have to come down to like replace anything and do any updating. Um, the bathroom was, I just put a skull emoji next to it. Like I don't even know what to say about it. In the basement, there's a lot of electrical stuff that needed updating. It's just very old electrical. There's also a pool next to the furnace. The furnace did look pretty new, but um, the basement had like a pool of water. I put another skull emoji. It was pretty rough. Um, the garage is separated. It's a two-car garage separate. Hello, my computer is making noises at me. Lenovo genuine parts surplus sale. I have to look at that bad boy. Um, but The garage is was a two-car garage, but it was separated, and I had a bonus room above. The bonus room was really funny. I asked if I could see it, and the realtor was like, "Oh yeah, you can see it, but I don't have a key to unlock it. The door has a hole in it though that you can look in through." And I was like, "Oh, is that so?" And then I went up, and lo and behold, there it was. Um, but and then there was a deck that didn't have it just had like the 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 beams on the ground and like no actual deck on it. Also, we learned after visiting that it was not you didn't buy the property in the house, you bought the house, and then the home is like the land is leased. It's like 4 acres, but it's like leased land um, from the town, and you have to do stuff for that. So lo and behold, not really what I'm looking for, but now I have a realtor, which is kind of fun. Um, and My dad kept saying that different things were an issue of scope, which was his nice way of saying, "Holy moly, what the heck is going on here?" Um, but he was right with what that kind of meant, because like every single room had like its own little issue, and every single issue can turn into a number of other issues, or it can uncover issues. Like there is something to be said about how you go about buying houses and stuff. Um, and rabbit holing and stuff. But yeah, the second the realtor left after we like exchanged our pleasantries and talked about more stuff, my dad was like, no. And I was like, really, stunner, dude, real big. uh you really thought that one through, didn't you? You caught me off guard there. I thought you would have wanted it. It's only the best house in existence. But not for me. I'm sure someone has the time and the willpower to, make it something beautiful, but not me. I'm first year into my job that I'm gonna be doing for the next, 30 years, and um, or 40 years really. I'm first year in. I don't have a huge salary, and my handy skills are pretty good, but not that good. So the real thing this did though was it kind of got me thinking about what really is my budget, what is my timeline, uh what should I be sending to Devon. But it was an interesting experience to go visit a house and stuff. And it's I'll talk about it later and stuff in some of the other things, but like it's been a real thinking week. um to be fair. Speaking of houses, the house that I'm currently in, that I'm renting, and that is a loud noise. I think a plane. Oh, yep, plane's taking off. There it goes. I hope you can hear it whenever I talk. It's very fun. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, speaking of houses, the one that I'm currently in is what's it called? What was I saying? House I'm currently in. Speaking of houses, house I'm currently in. Yeah. The heat broke in it the other day, like 2 days ago, which is annoying, but also not that annoying because like this is like these past few days have been like the coldest it's been in a while. But it's only gonna get hotter. It's spring, like it's gonna get nice out. So we had to put some space heaters in and stuff, which was kind of funny. Also, over the past couple of days, my we got a new roof on that building. They've been replacing buildings on the property that I'm at, and they replaced most of mine. It's got most of a new roof, which is only a little bit scary when the potential of rain is always there. Um, but it's like literally missing one piece and like a little bit more of the cap, and like we're done, which is good. But also, it's a nice metal roof. It looks very nice, and it definitely needed it. Um, but yeah, that's like part one of my silly episode here. Also, speaking of episodes, this is episode 12. Next episode is episode 13, which means I'm officially a quarter way through next episode of a whole like year of doing this, which is kind of hilarious in a way. But that also means I should probably get a guest on for next episode. I don't know if I will be able to, but I kind of want to do it for my quarter of the way through. Um, but the other I've got like three parts to this one. It's gonna I don't know how long it's gonna be. We're gonna see. Um, but I wanted to talk a little bit more this week about my. What in the world is that noise? It's like a tree was about to follow me. Um, But I wanted to talk about unraveling the drawer PC because like how I kind of thought of it and like how the pipeline happened and then all of the scope expansion of it. Um, but basically, right, because there's a lot of videos online of like doing the crazy like custom build desk PCs where you make a desk and it's got like the PC embedded into the desk and it's all fancy and it's like, wow, this is crazy, whoa. And it's like always overbuilt to an insane degree. And it's like I get the appeal, but also like that's not achievable by the common man. Um, and then there's a couple people that have done drawer PCs, but they're almost too DIY, where it's like I took a PC and then instead of putting it in a case, I put it in a drawer, and then I closed it and I called it good. And it's like that's a little bit too janky. I would think. Are you good there, bro? Like that seems wrong. Like what you it seems like what you've done is wrong. So it's kind of one of those things where it's like I haven't seen someone split the middle in a decent way that is achievable still by like the common person. And um, so like the whole SPC thing is just too complicated, and drawers already exist, and it seems like someone should have split the bill already, like split it down the middle and gone like an actually conceivable, replicable route. But no one has apparently and documented it. I've done a lot of looking up stuff to figure it out, and like because everyone always goes like the extra step where it's like, oh, I'm gonna do water cooling, and I'm gonna cut a hole in my desk so I can put a pane of glass so I can see the PC still. And it's like, no, that seems too much, or they're just way too lazy with it, and it's very sketchy. But like, okay, here we go. I'm gonna talk about some concerns and then some bonuses, and we're gonna talk about how we overcome concerns and what the bonuses mean and blah blah blah. Um, so one of the main concerns that is always seen in like all the posts about like, hey, could I put my PC in a drawer? Is airflow. Airflow is like the big one, and the thing with airflow is, um, I am not one who is afraid of drilling holes. Like if I can take the PC off my desk to gain the space, and all it requires of me is to like route some cables and drill some holes, I am kind of all for this. This is kind of the goated plan. And it's not even that scary to put holes in like a desk. Like I agree, like if you spent like a lot of money on a desk, like you should be a little concerned about it. But I spent $50 on my desk on Facebook Marketplace, and most people are buying the $100 Alex drawers from IKEA, and like it's $100, bro. It's like you're building a cheap desk on purpose. You can put a hole in it, bro. You can put a hole in it. Um, but Airflow is kind of the big one, but like putting holes in stuff is not that scary. Like dust filters are obviously something that you should put in them as well because otherwise you're gonna get a lot of dust in your PC. But like drilling holes, mounting a couple fans, that's not something I'm afraid of. Mounting components is another concern because it doesn't have those spots that are built in for mounting your components like a case does, like a traditional case. And the way to get around that is to put in, like, it's very easy to drill in holes and then screw in mounting points for your motherboard, especially. Screwing in fans is similar. You kind of pre drill and then you pop them in. And then with the GPU is the hardest part where you got something kind of standing up, but that can be solved with GPU riser cables to make them kind of laying down. And you can also build a platform for those to be mounted to as well. So, like, overall, really not that bad. And then routing cables is the third one. But once again, routing cables is almost like a game. So, like, it's kind of fun. And, like, finding the right cables and getting the right stuff is kind of like the fun of the whole thing. Like to me, this sounds like a really fun puzzle that I get to solve, and I'm all for this, especially if it means that I can document it and make it work in a conceivable fashion as a good drink. Um, the bonus is like why would anyone do this? Like people, make the desk PCs mostly just for clout or something. I don't know. But like the bonuses of the thing, like the main bonus is that you get more desk space, and I'm all for more desk space because currently I have 3 monitors on it and a mouse pad and the whole PC and a mic arm, and like if I can do the desk PC, that'll kind of pave the way for a lot of other upgrades that I can do. Where like if I've already done one thing, I can just start kind of going ham on the desk, and it's just going to lead to more desk space in the end, which is what I want because I need more space on my desk to do things. Um, but more desk space, epic. It's a cool thing to talk about. First, I mean, obviously, I'm chasing cloud as much as the next guy, and by that I mean I'm not. I just think it's funny. But it's a cool thing to talk about to someone, and also it can kind of spark a conversation towards more of this potentially in the future. And the other thing is that it's as modular or as simple as you want it to be, because like cases are kind of you kind of pick the case and you're kind of stuck with how you've chosen it. You know, you choose a mini ITX case and you're in the mini zone, like that's just how it's going to be. Or you pick, a huge case and now you got all this space, but you can't really, it's harder to fit it places. So like with the desk piece, like with the drawer PC, it's like, well, you pick your drawer and then from there you kind of make it as simple or as hard as you want it. You can, just put it in and call it a day and then it's in there, or you can kind of go all out. And I'm going off the deep end with it. I'm making it crazy. Um, and with my current design in my head, it takes up 3 drawers, which is kind of insane, but also not really because, nah, maybe it is insane. I think I might just be crazy. But um, I'm going to talk about my design so far, and then I'll shut up about it until I actually build the thing. Is my plan here. I'm going to talk about it a whole bunch, and then I'm never going to talk about it until I make a video about it when I actually do it. Because I do plan to do it, but for right now, I don't want to talk about this every episode for the next like 40 years. Um, but the idea is it'd be 3 drawers. It'd take up like the 3 drawers in my desk, which is honestly, it's not even like one full size because I have like a lowercase n shaped desk. It's got nice big flat top, 3 feet by 3 feet deep, 6 feet wide, and then it's got 2 kind of sides of drawers, and the left side I'd want to keep to just kind of storing stuff in it, and then on the right side, I'd use 3 of the drawers to do the PC in, and I'd use a thin drawer near the top, and then 2 of the bigger ones is the goal. And so here's what it'd be: the top drawer would be where all the I/O is. So all of the cables would, or actually no, I'm gonna start in the middle. So the middle, maybe I should go top to bottom. We'll go top to bottom. Okay, so the bottom drawer would contain the power supply and all of the other power things for the PC. So they'll have like a surge protector with a bunch of ports in it to plug stuff into, and it'd be power supply, and there'd also be some airflow skirts to like direct airflow up into the drawer above it, because the drawer above it would have the main PC. With the CPU, the motherboard, the graphics card, the RAM, like all the main PC stuff, and it would that drawer would have that drawer and the drawer below it would have holes drilled in them to have fans to blow air through, and then fans in the back to blow air out, and that kind of all do that. So we have power on the bottom, and then main PC on the middle, and then on the top in that thin desk or in that thin drawer, you'd have the different I/O, so the different parts that you touch and doodad stuff. So you'd have like your disk drive that'd be up there. You'd have the USB plug-in points so you can plug stuff in, and then you'd also have a power switch and maybe a turbo switch if I ever figure out what the heck a turbo switch is. Um, but a lot of old PCs have turbo switches, and I'm so I want to know what they do. I'm so curious. But like different things like that. I don't think it'd be water cooled at all. I think water cooling it would be overcomplicating it. I think it'd just be fine to do with what it is. But I think it's going to be something that I can do, and I think it's something that is very interesting to me. So I want to try to do it. Um, but um, yeah, this is one of those things that my dad would call a what's it called, an issue of scope, and that I'm rabbit holing into oblivion here trying to do this. I've looked up, no joke, I've looked up the Sparkle A770 Intel GPU probably like 400 times. Just opened up a page, Walmart.com, and just like Sparkle A770, and just opened it up and looked at it because I want it so bad. I think it'd be so fun. That's like my starting point for some reason. I'm waiting for Battle Mage though. This has been a lot of tech talk. So now we're gonna get philosophical instead, because I think that's funnier. I hope you guys can't hear the chainsaw that's in the background, because someone apparently is doing a chainsawing today, and no one told me they were gonna do that. No one told me there was gonna be anyone here today, to be honest. Um, but is what it is. But okay, here we go. We're gonna get a little philosophical, a little bit weighty here at the end of my episode here. But May is fast approaching. It's currently it's April 23rd as the day that I record this now. But May is fast approaching. The next episode, so this episode is going to come out, and then the next episode is going to be in May. It'll be the first one in May. And my birthday is June 1st, which means I am terrifyingly close to 24 years old. And that makes me feel incredibly old. It's kind of like in that H Bomber guy video. I forget which one, but like I have felt kind of like when I was 20, uh, or I don't even know, maybe when I was like 18. But like I've kind of felt like the same age up until like 2 days ago when I realized that I was almost 24. Because that means I've only got one more year until I'm like basically on my way to 30. And that's really scary because now I've got to decide a lot of things and make sure that they're the right choices. And life is kind of scary, and you don't know if you're making the right choice until a lot later. And thankfully, I've made a lot of good decisions up to this point, and I've got a lot of friends and people that I trust and like and are there to support me. But um, I had a week off of work last week, and almost all of it was me just thinking about the future and doing a whole lot of nothing and being afraid of it. And now that I'm back at work and my schedule has, you know, the gears are turning again. Now I have a schedule and I'm a real person. I'm a little less afraid of it. Um, but it's still kind of scary to be like, well, I'm 24 and now I got to get my life together. But I'm not as worried as I thought I was going to be. Or I was very worried last week, but now I'm less worried. Now it's all kind of coming together. Um, but I got to make a whole lot of decisions, and I don't know if any of them are going to be right. And I guess we'll find out in the future. But generally speaking, if anyone else wants to make some easy good decisions, then some easy ones are to just make healthy choices. Get enough sleep. Eat right. Dear God, please eat right. Um, look at challenge for everyone at home. Look at whatever you eat next. Look at the nutrition facts and like the ingredients before you eat it, and just be like, what is this? It's terrifying, some of the stuff. But like eat right, sleep right. Uh, don't do drugs or alcohol. I mean, that's what I do. You could probably do alcohol like a little bit. You could probably do any of it in moderation. To be honest, I'm not. I'm gonna retract that. Um, Probably not any of it, but um, yeah, I'm almost 24, and it's a lot to take in because like and I just started my job. It's just a whole lot. I'm feeling a lot lately, and I don't like it. I'm not liking this whole feeling thing. It's kind of messed up. I hate this. Grr. Um, but that's kind of that. I'm almost I'm old now. I'm like if I feel if like on June 1st when I turn 24, I will officially be old. Um, Hopefully by then I'm okay with that. But right now I'm not sure. I kind of want to stay young a little longer. I want to be able to make more mistakes. Um, Not that I've really made that many actually. I'm kind of the goat. Dinner tonight is gonna be leftover chili most likely because I have a bunch of it and I don't know what to do with it besides eat it. So I'm probably gonna do that. I'm just gonna eat it. I might mix in the little bit of leftover meat sauce that I have from 2 nights ago, and just mix it in and to get rid of it, which would be kind of funny. And I don't know how much that would really affect the chili because some of the way I make chili is wrong apparently, even though it's tasty. Maybe I'll do that. But yeah, it's probably gonna be chilly tonight. Um, but that's kind of the rest of the goose are at it again now. What the heck? This is nothing but noises today. What in the world am I supposed to do with myself? Gee whiz. But yeah. Next episode we'll try to have a guest on. I'm gonna have some chili. I'm actually gonna have some chili right now. I'm probably just gonna walk back and have chili while this thing does its thing on the upload and the blah blah blah. But yeah, that's probably what I'm gonna do. Anyway, have fun. I'm gonna close out of this thing.